Welcome everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Character Show. I am your host, Future, and as always, I am never alone. Today we're taking things on another level. We are growing. Yes, we have. He's an international fashion producer, award-winning model coach, and beauty pageant owner, also and a radio broadcaster. And who am I talking about? The one and only Kgomotso Seboko.
Yes, sir.
How are you, sir? How are you?
I'm quite good, man. Quite a lengthy resume over there. Hey?
You liked it, ne?
Yeah, man. Spending over 19 years in the fashion and the modeling industry.
Beautiful.
5 years in media and broadcasting. Such a beautiful journey.
You just came back from
Paris. Yes, France.
You did Paris fashion show.
Yes, Paris Fashion Week.
Fashion Week.
Yeah.
All right. Please take us through how you got the call and to how you felt afterwards.
I've been applying since 2018, got rejected, tried again early 2020, probably thought it was because of COVID. And one of the designers that was showcasing at Paris Fashion Week studio, Alsiho Chanda, she approached me in late 2019, just sharing her vision of creating this unique collection in crochet design aesthetic. And I was like, you know what, like, because she has this background of architecture and interior designing. So her adding fashion into it, I was like, listen, can I just be a creative director? And then she invited me during COVID. She invited me to a photo shoot, just to supply the models and direct. And then I was also invited to Mozambique Fashion Week to produce a few shows. And I was like, you are coming with me to Mozambique. And she was like, oh, I've never done, or I've never showcased my work in any bigger platform. Plus, 8 months ago, I just launched. Are you sure about this? I'm like, if you don't take risks, you never know. So she said yes, and then we went to Mozambique and fast track into Paris Fashion Week. She was also invited to showcase in Milan in the year 2023, and then by the same company invited her to Paris Fashion Week, and she was like, KG, I am gonna talk to the producers and the directors of Fashion Week Studio. I went through a lengthy process of online interviews, back and forth, submission of videos, trying to archive and Google all my work, because I've done over 150 shows in South Africa. Yeah, man. So, being part of a Fashion Week studio in Paris Fashion Week, it has really changed my career. And coming back to South Africa, clients take you more serious.
Yeah, as they should.
Yeah,
as they should.
Bigger doors are opening.
Yeah.
Award nominations.
Ow, man.
Being against the ministers.
Yes.
But above it all, Paris, Milan, New York, Tokyo, and London are actually the world's biggest fashion capital. Every fashion model, every fashion designer, photographer, makeup artist, Paris is like the Olympics. It's like the World Cup. It's like the UEFA of
it's been taken seriously by the government, and
most definitely. So once you land there, working there, it's like you have made it in the fashion industry. And so for me, it has been like a 15 years of manifestation, having the Eiffel Tower on my vision board, and also some of the designers and also organizations that I would love to work with, and seeing these dreams after 15 years materializing, and just waking up in Paris. Like, I remember on my 5th day, I just got so emotional. I'm like, bro, I just woke up in Paris, the streets, and Paris also being the city of love. It's just breathing with the romance, restaurants, and just people are so free there. Like, abantu abanandaba laphana ukuthi ubani wenzani. But one of the other things that I felt like just a random regular Joe, because people take fashion serious
Seriously.
in Paris. Like
Most
they
definitely
breathe and
true.
live. Even some of the influencers. I thought South Africa had like fashion influencers. Nah, man, we ain't doing anything.
Nothing.
Nah, man, you should come to Paris. Like people dress up there. It's in that DNA. Like they could be dressed simple, just going to the supermarket.
Yeah.
But how do I shave and be too? Like everything is so detailed. Like the gents specifically. Yeah, man.
I think we started with the big uppercuts.
Yeah.
Let's go on slow.
Yeah.
Please tell us where you were born, and where were you bred, and from you wanting to be a model, and coming to Joburg, and how did that come about?
I was always a happy child. I was born exactly 41 years ago in the area called the Val Triangle, Kgomotso, next to Vereeniging and Vanderbijl Park. And then age 6, I was moved to Lesotho. That's where I did my primary. And just growing up in the rural areas, it was a bit rough for me. It was a culture shock. And then as I got finished with primary, I started my high school in Mpange in Richards Bay, Eskarini, in the northern KwaZulu-Natal. That's where the whole, love and passion, obsession with media started. I actually used to save 2 rand out of my lunch money just so that I can buy a Dry magazine. I was so obsessed with the celebrities and just watching them on television, and specifically also modeling. I will just every time I went to town, I'll just go to the fashion stores and just look at the mannequins and the window store posters and just visualize for myself. It was also growing up with our parents and having absent parents. And also my aunt, who was a taxi driver, she would wake up at 4 in the morning, come back at 7 p.m. And so it was always me, magazines and television. And so modeling became my safe space. I felt alive. I was like, I could actually do this. Getting paid for just looking pretty and, dressing up in the most expensive clothes that are just so fashionable. It really lit up my world. And after high school, moved to Joburg, wanted to be a model. And, it's a different ball game. Because I didn't have a proper much of in-depth research about the categories of being a model, like your fashion in a commercial model. So I went to more than 4 agencies, all rejected me because of the height. Because specifically I wanted to be a fashion model. So for you to be a fashion model, you need to be 185 and above, or at least 1.8. Because clothes look more visible on tall people than short people. And then after that, the love for modeling would not go away, even after all that heartbreak and all the rejection from these top agencies. And I remember, because I'm also such a spiritual person, I internalize, I pray for signs. It's almost like there's always this higher power talking to me in the dream, or just those moments of silence. I was like, God, if there could be a way for me to still fulfill this passion of being in the modeling and the fashion industry, I will take the opportunity. And in one of my moments, just walking around the beach, because like where I used to stay, like 45 minutes, I walk to the beach, and just the inner voice or the Holy Spirit whispered to me and said, "Man, what if you could actually teach these people how you would have modeled if you were that tall?" I was like, wow, that's my moment.
And this was in what year?
It was the year 2003. And between 2003 and 2004. In 2003, I actually studied audiovisual communication, broadcasting. But like I wasn't,
Yeah.
because it was my plan B. The plan A was to become a world's renowned fashion model, walking the ramps, photographing, and and then
Nice.
plan B being radio, television, because I was always chatty
Yeah.
and talking. And so in between that, I worked for a casting agency, also a modeling agency. So in one of like in holidays, I'll just go to KZN and just because it's always good to, go like reflecting back where you come from, just to see how far you've come. So having one of those hunches around the place that I grew up where the dreams are birthed, that's when I was like, I'm actually going to be teaching people how I would have modeled. So 2005, one of my besties that I worked with at the casting agency was like, listen, bro, let's start our own agency. No business acumen, no
No.
MBA, no experience whatsoever, but faith. Yeah.
That's very sorry, it's very inspiring.
Yes.
It touched me even Neslungu Sivai.
Yeah.
Eish,
Now
eish, eish,
you know the English data
so
yeah.
I love the fact of I think now you have more than 15 years being in the
Yes,
space.
next year is going to be 20 years in the
Next year is going to
industry.
be
Yeah,
20.
I started in 2005. I was about to turn 22, and this December I'll be turning 42.
Yeah. And I love the fact that you earlier on you said in Paris the
Yes,
fashion is taken seriously in terms of
definitely. It's a
government.
capital. Yeah,
They
it's supported.
invest a lot in
Yes.
it. I don't think in South Africa it's the same way.
No, it's not.
And since you started
Yes.
from 2005 or from 2003,
Yes.
how has it evolved in this industry here in South Africa?
To be honest, the industry in South Africa, it's very racist. I remember starting my modeling agency in 2005. By the year 2010, I was really struggling to make ends meet because the advertising industry is white owned. And so all the big jobs, all the advertisers, all the brands go to white-owned advertising agencies. So if you're a black-owned agency, you do not get those jobs.
Oof.
Yeah. So I struggled to keep ends meet, and God bless the people that were willing to risk their jobs just to so that, I could get a couple of briefs. I remember shooting this major billboard with four of our models for Coca-Cola because there was a lady that worked at that white and advertising agency, Lorato Lekwaleti. She risked for me. She literally put her job in the line because I think she saw the passion, and I was this stubborn hustler, bro. Like, also the tough upbringing and growing up with our parents.
It molds you to
Exactly.
be tough.
And but the constant rejection, the racism in the modeling industry really affected me mentally because 2013 I found myself being diagnosed with mental nervous breakdown, 5 days in hospital. I don't know how I got there. And it really got to me. And 2015, I was like, God, what do I do? And then again, prayer, meditation, praying for signs. That's when uh, the higher power is like, listen, why did you start this business, this modeling agency? Was it just about chasing money and big contracts? Or did you really wanted to create opportunities and teach people how you have modeled? So 2015, KS Models then became KS Modeling Academy. I was like, I'm just going to focus on teaching. I'm going to leave these white people, and I can't beat them. I may as well as join them. And a lot of the agencies also, they will, poach my models and never pay me a scouting fee. The biggest heartbreak will be just driving, in the highways or just passing through the mall. You see a model that you've groomed, the model that you've coached, and you see them in billboard and you didn't even get a cent. That broke my heart. I was like, God, why? Why are you crushing me so hard? Like, what is your will? What is your purpose in this? And looking at all the success and all of that, I'm like, I had to go through that, But the industry has changed quite a lot, and the couple of clients I have right now, they were like, listen, you know, sorry to for sorry for my French, but they were like, screw the middleman. We're gonna book models directly from Kgomotso's modeling school. You know, so the clients that are about 12 clients that I have now, it's big international major brands. They, you know, I supply them directly. I don't have to go through a white-owned modeling, advertising agency and the whole system, racial system. You know, and I thank God for those clients and those black executives that are really, really, you know, keeping my business floating.
I think I would say it was worth it
Yeah.
to go through the pain.
Yeah.
I'd like to believe that as we pray to God, God doesn't give us exactly what we want at the time that we want.
For He knows the plan.
He gives us challenges.
Yes.
To see whether if we're strong.
Yeah.
To battle them.
To handle them. Yeah, definitely.
And if we do, it means He can give us that platform of saying, okay, now I'm blessing you with this.
Definitely.
You've been through it all, and you can have it.
Yeah, it's just like gold. You know, you need to go through the furnace. You need to go through the refinery. You need to be crushed. You need to, you know, because I don't think I'll be this humble or be this service in humanity, service into humanity and being this humble if I do not go through the challenges and the struggle. I think about a week ago, I got so emotional seeing my industry mentor. I've never met her. I wish I could meet her. Tara Banks, just proudly and boldly working at Victoria's Secret Fashion Show. So her TV show, her iconic TV show, America's Next Top Model, literally really helped me to become an award-winning model coach that I am, because I would watch every episode and you know, take some notes. Back then we didn't have smartphones. Take some notes, and then on weekends I'll be coaching my models exactly how Tara Banks coached the models on the America's Next Top Model seasons. So even now I'm still watching the reruns, you know. And I'd love to meet Tara Banks.
So for the people who want to do fashion, this could be a recommendation.
Definitely, especially modeling. Modeling specifically, because even now, Tara, you know how social media is, she still gets a little bit of a backlash that she was too hard on the finalists, and sort of like, you know, mental health and slightly emotional abusive. But what you saw on America's Next Top Model was it's actually what's going on in the modeling industry. It's a cutthroat industry. You need to have emotional intelligence. It's not for the faint-hearted. Clients are demanding. Designers, some of the designers are actually rude. Photographers are yelling. It's I feel like Instagram or social media is actually misleading people about modeling, because people, you know, take nice selfies and they get about 1,000 likes and they think they are models. You know, I think you got the glimpse of that when, you know, you came to my modeling academy. You know,
I did.
Especially when you go to fashion shows and shoots. You know, it's long hours before you see that you know, catwalk or model walking down the ramp in 3 minutes, you know, or that perfect Photoshop picture. But then the behind the scenes, it's actually cutthroat. The behind the scenes, it's long hours of preparation. So modeling is really not easy. You don't just pose and get paid. Hard work.
What advice would you give for someone who wants to go into the modeling space?
Please do your research, and also beware of the scammers, because there are really lots and lots of scammers, and some of them are associated with human trafficking as well, especially with the girls. You know, and it may be cool and all of that, you know, just getting what you call it, a DM from some bougie modeling agency, but do your thorough research. Go there with your parents, and don't just pay your money up front. But also, you know, Google, like, you know, us, you know, BBTs, born before technology, we would have to go to the libraries and buy magazines so that we can get some you know, thorough and profound research about you know, whatever career field we wanted. right now you guys are privileged and soft and super spoiled. If we really you want to get into any career or any industry and you didn't do your research, it's all on you, Mtasi. Like you
Yeah,
guys have
true.
you live in the best times
We have
ever.
everything. We have
Exactly.
everything.
Do your thorough research. Google, watch YouTube, and research agencies. And also, but then when you get to the modeling, or when you choose a modeling agency, choose it according to the look. You know what I mean? And know what type of model you are. There is a commercial model. There's a fashion model. Commercial models, it's not really about the height, as long as you have a relatable, beautiful face that can sell sesepa, jwala, you know, roll on it, and you know,
Our director is
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly, he definitely has those commercial model features from
He
banking
does
to
one. He
automotive.
does one.
Yeah. And then that will also help you to to know where you will be able to get work and which category you fall under. And then fashion models are tall, they have strong features and they are used for specifically clothing and high-end luxury brands.
Okay, I think this is the last question.
Yes, sir.
You told me about not having parents
Yeah.
in your life,
Yeah.
and it must have been tough.
It was, and oh God, it's something that I
What?
would not wish it upon anyone, and I think that also has led to my choice of not having kids, regardless of my sexuality or just being gay. You know what I mean? We have options. We can get a surrogate, we can actually adopt and all of that, but I made a choice not to have kids because of what I went through, and parts of that childhood I'm still healing, thanks to therapy and just seeking retreats and help. Not having parents but bumping into them, because my mom was married in KZN, and I'll bump into her and husband and a kid. So you feel like the very important people that brought you into this world, they just had you and then just tossed you aside like a toy, and they continue with their own lives, and spending hours and hours like on the road visiting my dad. When I get to Joburg, my dad is occupied with his wife or he's working shifts, and so having those emotionally unavailable parents, and while you see them loving your half siblings, it really messed me up, because I struggle a lot in my 20s and my 30s. Now in my early 40s, I'm like, I gotta free myself. I need to work out my abandonment issues, because they show up in relationships, friendships and romantic, and also with your relationship with money. You end up seeking attention, validation from even people that are not valid. So anyone in my situation with going through abandonment issues, the best way is to seek professional help and go to therapy, and also forgive your parents, dead or alive. Because when my mom had me, she was 19 years old. My dad was 24. And up until I was able to reach that age, I was able to then forgive and walk a mile in that shoe. Yeah, but it's tough not having both parents, because I feel like for me, honestly, it's one of the fundamental, um, you know, things to have, because it's more of your foundation. You know what I mean? And also just getting support, especially with artistic dreams, getting that love and support from family. It makes the journey bearable.
I can relate. I can relate very well. What advice would you give your younger self?
Relax. It is going to be okay. And you are not your parents. You just came through them. Whatever you went through does not define you. You are not your mistake. If you knew better, Kgomotso, you will do better. Cut yourself some slack. You are a work in progress. And whatever that is meant to be, it will be. And continue to seek the highest and truest expression of yourself, and be in service to humanity. The impact, how you treat people, What difference are you making in someone's lives? Yes, I serve maybe thousands of people, but for me, honestly, when I walk into platforms, be it the red carpet, be it modeling school or a studio or a fashion ramp or a television set, I always say, God, please use me, empty me of the ego and let me impact at least one person's life, make a difference. And with my brand, it is all about magnifying people's talents and dreams. I'm using my talents and skills and my time on earth to magnify people's artistic dreams because our dreams are valid, guys, honestly.
Kgomotso, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
It almost got emotional here in this room.
We are emotional, Noah. Off the cameras, you and I are always having these conversations.
Yeah, all deep conversations.
And I love them.
Yeah.
And thank you for the therapy.
Yeah,
It's
thank
form
you
of
too.
therapy.
Thank you too, because you've sort of like helped me. And in terms, I think I owe you gratitude and give you your flowers when you're still alive.
Thank you,
I
brother.
think I am where I am today because of you. I mean, like, obviously you wanted me to do modeling, and I didn't
but
go
God has a plan.
deeper into that. But me being here doing what I love and podcasting stuff, I think
all the very
I
best,
have
and you're
you
gonna
to
do
thank.
well.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you so much. Oh, you're getting me
There you have
emotional,
it.
brother.
Guys, there you have it. Guys, there you have it. Thank you very much for watching this episode. I hope in any way it can inspire you or motivate you in any way. This has been Future. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. It's a flip button, gents. Just press that thing. Tick that thing. We out.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Man, the flowers.
Thank you.
The words you said.